Alright, to start, let's create a size of 1500 by 500. And then next what you're going to want to do is put your background in. So I'm going to drag that in right here. And every image I use, I will be putting in the description. Alright, so you have that there. And next, drag your character. Just like that. Make it a bit bigger. Alright, and then make a new layer, drag it below, go to the square tool, make a box like that. You can delete these random layers and then lower the opacity on this a little bit, and then it just makes it darker like that. Like that looks good, and make it a bit bigger so it covers all the edges. Next, let's drag in the feathers that we'll be using. And you could erase some of these because they probably won't even show up, so delete that. And then we just need to kind of delete some of the white, so put the softness to 0. Make the size a little bit smaller. Alright, that should be good. And then just move it over here. Oops. You could lock the ones that you're not going to be moving around just to make it a bit easier for yourself. Place that, grab your eraser to make it kind of look like there's some of them behind him. Just like that. Makes it look much nicer. And now go up to layer, rasterize it, grab this lasso tool right here, right click it, select the pixels. Alright, once you've got your feathers selected, go over here to the gradient tool and then pick your colors. I'll use these two, and then leave the opacity on 100, and then put your blend on overlay right here, and then just drag it just like that, select, deselect it, and then you can see now the colors fit the character a lot more. And then go up to filter, and then details, motion blur, put the amount on 5 like that, and you can leave it like that. You can mess with the angle a little bit if you want, but I think I'm just gonna leave it right there. Alright, next what you're gonna want to do is drag the character in again, so you have him right there, and then put him behind your first character, and then you can leave him whatever size you want. I think it looks cooler if he's a bit bigger, maybe, yeah, like that. And then lower the opacity, go up here to adjustment, hue and saturation, colorize, saturation up, and then pick a color. I'll go with that one, and then you can just lower it a bit more again, something like that. And then now we can do the text, so just write your name, make it a bit bigger, leave 120, and then you could put it behind the character's hand if you want. It makes it look a bit more 3D. And then I'm gonna go with a white color, and then go to layer, rasterize it, go to filter, it's RGB split, yeah, and then you could lower that down to about 4, and then choose your color. I'll do that one, so it just kind of does like a little bit of color on the edges. And then now do your subtext, so add a new layer. I'll just write text for it, make it a lot smaller, like 40 probably. Change the font, and I'll put all the fonts in the description as well, so you can download them there. Tilt it a little bit, I think like that looks nice. And then this part is a little bit confusing, but make a new layer above it like that, and then actually first go to layer, rasterize the text just like that, and then make a layer above it, and then drag in your color or your design, put it above like that, and then grab this lasso tool right here and then select the pixels and then go up to your design that you choose, right click it, invert selection, and then backspace, and then you delete it, and now you have that design on it. And then go up here to adjustment, hue and saturation, just colorize it. I'll make it like purplish like that. Put the saturation to max, maybe yeah, like that right there. Make it a bit darker. That looks good. Alright, next we're going to make a layer above it. Get your brush tool, put the size up pretty high, like 600. Put the softness up to the max, maybe a bit higher on the size, like 800. And then choose a color that fits the background. I'll do purple, and then just kind of brighten up the edges a little bit, and then put the transparency down to like maybe a bit lower than that, like 23. Actually, let's do like 20. Yeah, that looks better. Alright, and then go to your text again, and then you can just write your name again, and then you gotta make the text way bigger. Let's see if that fits. We could do like 600. Alright, and then just expand it all the way out like that, and then drag it below everything else except for your background. So we'll do it like that, and then put the transparency all the way down to like 7, and then grab your eraser first, rasterize it, make your eraser really big, like 800. Put the softness to max, and then just kind of erase the edges a little bit like that. Alright, that looks much nicer. And also, to kind of fix like the color around the edges of the text, what you could do is click on the text itself instead of like the color above it, and then go to hue and saturation and colorize it, and then try and like fix it until it blends in. Let's see. I think that looks pretty good. Alright, yeah, that looks much nicer. And then next, go up to the top, make an empty layer, and then grab your brush tool, make it the max you can go, and then pick like a color to fit the background, and then just click in the middle like that, and then click a lighter version of the color, and then do it below. But first you gotta make it smaller like that, right there. Alright, that looks good. And then make another layer above, go back to your color and click once like that. You can lower the opacity, and then just drag it below, just like that. Alright, I'm gonna make the background for this a little bit darker, so just lower the transparency. I'll do about 21. I think that looks way better. Alright, next what we're gonna do is go back to the feather layer, go up to adjustment, hue and saturation, and then lower the lightness on it a little bit. Make it them a bit darker, because you can see this is way too light. Alright, I think about maybe -16. That looks good. Alright, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed the banner, and peace out.